புகழேத்தி திகழ் பன்மாமணி உந்தி சீரூர் பெண்ணை தென்பால் வெண்ணை நல்லூர் அருத்துறையுள் ஆரூர் என பெருமன்கள் அல்லே எனலாமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Next composition is entitled Ponnarmeniane, and this is sung in the Ragam Arabi. And devotees, I also want to keep in our prayers this afternoon two devotees who are not well, and that is Priyanada and Kesrinada. Tirusatrambalam. Ponnarmeniane, Ponnarmeniane, புலி தோலையரை கசித்து பொன்னர்மேனியனே, புலி தோலையரை கசித்து மின்னர் செஞ்சடைமேல் மிலி கொன்றை அணிந்தவனே, மன்னே மாமணியே, மழப்பாடியுள் மாணிக்கமே, அன்னே உன்னையல்லால் இனி யாரை நினைக்கேனே, ஏரமோ புறமோ எரியச் சீலை தொட்டவனே, வார கொங்கையுடன் வார கொங்கையுடன் மழப்பாடையுள் மேயவனே, சீரனவலர்கோன் ஆரூரன் உரைத்த தமிழ் பாரோர் ஏத்தவல்லான் பரலோகத்திருப்பரே, பொன்னர்மேனியனே, புலி தோலையரை கசித்து பொன்னர்மேனியனே. Tirusatrambalam. Beloved devotees, when Sundar was at Thillai Chidambaram, he had a desire to be a part of the saints of Thillaivarandanar, who were residing in Chidambaram, as Thillai it is also known. And he felt that he was not worthy of being among these great souls, the saints of Thillai. And so he requests Siva Peruman to make him a part of these great souls, to be a part amongst them. And of course, he sings this composition entitled Thillaivarandanar, in which is says, I am a devotee of the devotees. Thilevar Andanartham. Adiyarkum Adiyen. I am a devotee of all devotees. And in the last verse he says, Alliman Mullayandar Amarnidikkum Adiyen. Aruran Aruril Ammanukku Ale. He says, I am Aruran and I am a slave of the Lord, Aruril, Lord of Thiru Aruru. And here we are reminded of the humility of this great saint, even though he was a saint, but he felt unworthy of being a part of the great ones of Chidambaram, and he asked Sivaperuman to request that the Lord make him worthy of this. And so he sings this wonderful composition entitled Thilevar Andanartham. Tirusatrambalam Thilevar Andanatham Adiyarkum Adiyen Thilevar Andanatham Adiyarkum Adiyen Tirunilagandhathu Kuyavanarkum Adiyen Tirunilagandhathu Kuyavanarkum Adiyen Illayye ennadu iyapagaikum Adiyen Illayye ennadu iyapagaikum Adiyen Ilayandan Kudimaran Adiyarkum Adiyen Ilayandan Kudimaran Adiyarkum Adiyen Velluma Nigavalla Meipporulukum Adiyen Velluma Migavalla Meipporulukum Adiyen Viripozhil Surkundrayan Viranmandikum Adiyen Alliman Mullayandar Amarnidikkum Adiyen Aruran Aruril Ammanukku Alen Aruran Aruril Ammanukku Alen Tirusatrambalam. Beloved devotees, there are times in life when we are faced with challenges and we sometimes feel that we have no recourse, no support. And of course, Sundarar reminds us in the next composition of his, entitled Matru Patru. And in this song he says, Matru Patru Yanakku Indri Nin Thiru Padame Manam Paviten. He says, I have no other support but other than Nin Padam, your sacred feet, O Lord Sivaperuman. And goes on to say, Katrava Toludu Yettum Sirkare Uril Pandi Kodumudi. And he says, the learned Katravar praise thee. He says, Natrava unne nan marakkinam. Natrava, O good Lord, the Lord who performs good deeds, Natrava unne nan marakkinam. Should I forget thee? He says, Sollum na Namashivayave. Sollum na, this tongue, navu, let it not forget to chant Namah Shivaya. And he says, if all else is forgotten, do not forget Namah Shivaya, who will be your only support. Matru Patru. Tirusatrambalam Matru Patranakindrinin Tirupadame Manam Paviten Matru Patranakindrinin Tirupadame Manam Paviten Petralam Pirantedine Petralam Pirantedini Piravad Tanmai Vandu Yetrine Natrava Torudu Yetum Sir Kareyuril Pandi Kodu Mori Natrava Unai Nan Marakinam Natrava Unai nan marakkinam Natrava Unai nan marakkinam Natrava Unai nan marakkinam Natrava Unai nan marakkinam Sollum nan Namah Shivayave Sollum nan Namah Shivayave Sollum nan Namah Shivayave. Another beautiful composition, Maruvar Kondre, and this song will be sung in the Ragam Kannada, Maruvar Kondre. Tirusatrambalam Maruvar Kondre Madisudi Manikkatin Malai Pole Maruvar Kondre Madisudi Manikkatin Malai Pole Varuvar vidai mel madodu Varuvar vidai mel madodu Magindu poda padai sura Tirumal Brahman Indirakum Devarnagar Tanavarkum Tirumal Brahman Indirakum Devarnagar Tanavarkum Peruman Kadavar Mayanade Periya Peruman Adigale Modamalge Kadayurin Marayor Yete Mayanade Idai Tira Adiyarke Arulum Peruman Adigal Si Nadi Naval Aruran சொன்ன நற்றமிழ்கள் பாடும் அடியார் கேட்பார் மேல் பாவமான பறையுமே பாடும் அடியார் கேட்பார் மேல் பாவமான பறையுமே பாடும் அடியார் கேட்பார் மேல் பாவமான பறையுமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Beloved devotees, there are many instances in the life of Sundar which offers one some sort of insight into real life and also many lessons. And if you take Sundrarmoorthy Swamigal, he, during the course of his life, was married to two individuals, Paravayar and Sangiliyar. And of course, he was also torn between his love for Siva Peruman and also his marriage partners. So he struggled with these conflicting desires, and of course, in the process of trying to fulfill his desires, one of them being that he wanted to be present at one of the auspicious festivals in which his wife Paravayar used to always participate. And of course, his commitment to Sangiliyar was that he would never leave her. And of course, this desire to be with Paravayar, he makes this journey. And in the process of this journey, of course, we have to pay for our errors, and he loses his sight. And of course, his immense faith and dedication to Siva Peruman helps him overcome this conflict and also helps him with his restoration of his sight. And of course, he sings this beautiful composition entitled Alan Taan Ugandu. Alam refers to poison, and Alan Taan Ugandu Amudu Sedane says the Lord who devoured or ate this poison, and it is only Lord Shiva, for his immense love for his devotees, who will do such a thing. So, he offers an accolade to Siva Peruman and saying, Siva Peruman will do anything for his devotees. Namah Shivaya will do anything. And in that line where he says, Kanakan Adiyen Petravare, says, eyes which were not able to see, he gave it back. It was only Lord himself. So the lesson is that our attachments in life can sometimes cause conflict on our path of spirituality. However, the immense faith and dedication to Siva Peruman can overcome any conflict and obstruction. Alan Taan Ugandu, sung in the Ragam Kamboji. Tirusatrambalam. Alan Taan Ugande, Alan Taan Uganda Mudu Seidane Adi Amarat Toludam தான் பெரிதும் உடையானை சிந்திப்பார் அவர் சிந்தையுளானை ஏலவர் குழலாம் ஏறவர் குழலா உமை நங்கே என்றும் எத்தி வழிபட பெற்ற கால காலனை கால காலனை கம்பையின் மாலை காண கண் காண கண் அடியேன் பெற்றவரே காண கண் அடியேன் பெற்றவரே கால காலனை கம்பன் என்பனை காண கண் அடியேன் பெற்றவரே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். And in the next composition, Sundarar offers us a very important lesson in our lives and also reminds us about the reality of life in this physical world. He says, Varvavadu mayam idu mannavadu thinam. Varvavadu mayam. Mayam is this life is an illusion. Idu mannavadu thinam. This body returning to the Mother Earth. So in other words, death is a certainty. And also he reminds us that பார்ப்போவது பிறவிக்கதல் பசி நோய் செய்த பரிதான். Says we need to get rid of ourselves from this ocean of birth and death, because life is plagued by pasi, noi, pasi, hunger, noi, disease. And he says we need to rid ourselves from this ocean of births and deaths and disease. And Tazhadarum seimin tadum kannan malaronum. So do not waste, Tazhadarum, do not waste any time in doing aram seimin, in doing virtuous, performing virtuous deeds. So he says, Tazhadaram seimin tadum, do not waste your time, do not waste any time further in performing your virtuous deeds, because it is these virtuous deeds that will help us rid ourselves from the ocean of births and deaths. So in this song, Varvavadu mayam, sung in the Ragam Navarosh. Tirusatrambalam. வாழ்வது மாயம் மீது மன்னாவது திண்ணம். வாழ்வது மாயம் மீது மன்னாவது திண்ணம். வாழ்போவது பிறவி கடல் பசி நோய் செய்த பரிதன். தழதரும் செய்மின் தடம் கண்ணான் மலரோணம். கீழ்மேலுற நின்றான் திரு கேதாரம் நீரேன். நாவின் இசை அறையன் ஓடு தமிழ்ஞான சம்பந்தன். யாவர் சிவனடியார்களுக்கு யாவர் சிவனடியார்களுக்கு அடியநடி தொண்டன் தேவன் தீரு கேதரத்தை ஊரன் உரை செய்த பாவின் தமிழ் வல்லற்பர பாவின் தமிழ் வல்லற்பர லோகத்தீருப்பாரேன் திருச்சற்றம்பலம். Beloved devotees, before I conclude this observance, once again, just to highlight a few incidents in the life of Sundrarmoorthy Swamigal. And these, I believe, were several mysterious incidents that took place to confirm the perpetual presence of Siva Peruman in Sundara's life. And if one looks at his life history, there was an occasion when he stayed over one night in an hermitage located in a very remote area. In the middle of the night, he realized that somebody's feet was on his head. And when he got up, he found a Brahmin sleeping there carelessly and bumping his legs on him. So he informs this Brahmin to please keep his legs out of reach, and he went back to sleep. But the same incident repeated itself. So Sundar was disturbed, and irritatingly he inquired the identity of the old man, and instantly when he did this, the old man, or this old Brahmin, disappeared mysteriously. So he realized then that it was actually the presence of Siva Peruman in the form of an old Brahmin. And the lesson here is that sometimes in life, individuals or certain occurrences in our lives may irritate us, may annoy us, but just look deeper, because sometimes we despise certain situations or individuals, but yet again I believe that it is the work of the Lord and His divine play. So before we get annoyed in the situation and everything, let us give some thought as to exactly why this is occurring, or why such individuals are behaving in such a manner. And of course, if you, from your reading, if you realize that, or if you read that there was an occasion when Sundar had no means to assist Paravayar for a certain Poosai, and he reaches out to the Lord, and so desperate was his situation that he went to the Lord and he was in fatigue and hunger and fallen asleep in the temple premises, and using a few bricks as a pillow under his head, he had fallen asleep. And the next day when he woke up, he was astounded to see that these bricks had transformed into gold blocks. So he was able to offer this to Paravayar to perform the ceremony that was required. And the lesson here is that, when you are in desperate need of something and you're down and out, so sleeping on the bricks as pillows and bricks turning into gold signifies how the Lord, can materialize the unimaginable. And particularly if we do go to the temple and these things happen in the temple. So the unimaginable is materialized by our intense faith, Siva Peruman. and reaching out to Him, particularly in a place of worship. And so the final instance where I think there's also a lesson for us, and that lesson is about Guru Bhakti. And if you take the life of Sundara, one of his greatest disciples, Sheraman, when Sundara, towards the end of his life, was leaving this mortal body, riding an elephant provided by Sivaperuman, and of course, Sheraman also, didn't want to be separated from his Guru Sundara. And so he mounts his horse, and it is said that he whispers into the ears of the horse the Panchakshara mantra, the Namah Shivaya mantra, and this horse takes off, following along Sundara on his journey to Mount Kailas. And when they arrive at Mount Kailas, Sundara is not allowed to enter because they want to know what is he doing here. And Sundara earnestly, or Sheraman Peruman earnestly replies that the pain of separation from my Guru is unbearable, and that made me follow him to Mount Kailas. And this way, Sheraman proved his Guru Bhakti towards Sundara, and he is allowed to enter Kailas. So, the lesson here is that our intense faith in the Guru as well can also take us through any obstruction. So Guru Bhakti indeed is very important. And of course, the final hymn, Tanana Munpadaitan, in which Sundaras refers to that the birth that he has taken is his will, that he had willed this birth. And I am praising his holy feet. And Sheraman Peruman, also an ardent devotee, teaches us that Guru Bhakti takes us a long way. So with that, we conclude this Remembrance Day dedication of our Sundrarmoorthy Nayanar. As we conclude, I invite you all to offer your Diva Aradhane and join me in the final composition entitled Tanana Munpadaitan, and this is sung in the Ragam Nadan Nama Kriya. Nandri Vanakkam. Tanana Munpadaitan Adirendu Tan Ponnadige. Tanana Munpadaitan Adirendu Tan Ponnadige. Nanana Padalando, Nanana Padalando, Nayanene பொறுப்படுத்து வானன வந்தடிற்கொள்ள மத்தியானை அருள் புரிந்து வானன வந்தடிற்கொள்ள மத்தியானை அருள் புரிந்து ஊருள் வேறு செய்தான் ஊனுயர் வேறு செய்தான் நொடித்தான் மலை உத்தமனே ஊஸ்துரு ஊழி முற்றும் உயர் பொன்னடைத்தான் மலையே சூழிசையின் கரும்பின் சுவை நாவலரூரன் சொன்ன இசையின் தமிழா இசைத்து ஏத்திய பத்தினையும் ஆழி கடல் அறையார் அஞ்சை அப்பருக்கு அறிவு பத்து தானென முன்படைத்த அதிரண்டு தன் பொன்னடிகே தானென முன்படைத்த அதிரண்டு தன் பொன்னடிகே திருச்சற்றம்பலம். திருமொழி கல்லாத பேசாத புழையம் திருஅடி நினையாத தோழாத புழையம் திரு ஐந்தெழுத்தை ஓதாத புழையம் திருநீருத்திராகம் அணியாத புழையம் திருஆலயம் வலம் வாராத புழையம் திருஅடியாரை வணங்காத புழையம் திருவுறவில் என்னாவில் சேர்க்காத புழையம் திரு ஐயா மற்றல்ல புழையம் பொறுத்தருளேன். ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பல தேவா நீயே துணை நீயே துணை நீயே துணை.